Good evening everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Mawahib. So in today's video I really want to talk about wickless testing. I have tested it a few times before at the start of candle making, way before I started YouTube, and I haven't really gone back to it. I just want to have this video out for you guys to talk about the negatives and the positives of wickless testings and what I also think about it. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to take it over to my kitchen so I can show you how I do my wickless testing, and then we'll be right back to talk more about it. The first thing that you want to do is just dig a hole into the middle of the candle, normally where you put your wick in. You can use whatever it is that you have at home. Over here I'm using a skewer. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm not too sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but you can also use a bobby pin. Just keep twisting it into the middle of the candle up until you're quarter way through. Over here I'm about quarter way into my candle, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my wick, and this is the TCR 2716 cotton wick from Supplies for Candles. I'm going to cut my wick and stick it right through the hole, and over here my wick was a little bit way too long, so then I took it back out and cut it to the perfect sizing so it fits into the hole perfectly, as you guys can see right there. From there I'll just light my candle up and wait about 2 hours or up until I know that this wick is not appropriate for my candle. So I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate with wooden wicks. All you need to do is just grab your chosen wick and then just push it straight through the middle of your candles. I would actually love to know your thoughts on wickless testing and what you think about it, and if you have tried it as well, or is it actually something that you use all the time when you're testing out wicks. I would love to know you guys' experiences with it. Anyway, over here I've gone ahead and cut my wick to the perfect size, and then I'm gonna go ahead and light it. And guys, wooden wicks always work against me. Like it switches off itself, and then I had to turn it back on. I have switched off my candles here, and this is after 2 hours, I believe. I just know that my cotton wick is not going to make it in my candle container, but I do think that my wooden wick actually has some potential. But for the sake of this video, I just did my 2 hours. I decided not to do my 4 hours, just to show you guys how I do my wickless testing. I'm going to wait until my melt pool is 80% of the way cooled down. I don't want it to be fully cooled down, or else I will struggle to take the wick off. I just want it to be 80% cooled down. As you guys can see there, the cotton wick came out so beautifully. For the wooden wick, it's going to be a little bit messy. I was actually using the wrong tool, guys. I was supposed to use the tool right there, and it came out so beautifully as well. I didn't have to struggle. I should have done that from the start. But anyway, now that you know that your wick is either too small or too big for your candle container, what you'll need to do is just heat gun the top of your candle and wait for it to cool down. So after you smooth down your tops with the heat gun, then wait 24 hours before you put your second wick in. And I know some people actually don't wait 24 hours. They actually wait up until like the top is completely hardened up, but I'll leave that decision up to you. Whatever you think is best for your candle and for your testing journey, then you do whatever's best for your candles and for yourself as well. Moving on, I would love to talk about the negatives and the positives of wickless testing. So I'm going to start with the positives. So I definitely found that the wickless testing is cost effective and efficient, and what I mean by cost effective is you don't have to spend so much money or kind of waste so much wax when you're burn testing your candles. When you're testing multiple wicks in one candle container, it will save you so much wax rather than pouring 10 different candles with different sized wicks. What I mean by efficient is it's not as time consuming, so you're going through different wicks in a short amount of time. Now, like I said at the start, that some people either wait 24 hours or some people actually wait up until the top just hardens up, and then they go ahead and put another wick, and that goes back to you and your preferences. So it definitely saves you so much time in the sense of wicking and changing wicks in a short amount of time. Believe it or not, our candles actually have something called memory rings. What I mean by that, as you guys saw in my previous clip, that when I put my first wick in, it obviously was too small for my candle container. The solution to that is to wick up, right? But because I'm doing wickless testing, I needed to smooth my top, wait for it to harden, and then put another wick in. As you guys can see here at the top of my candle, you can still see the small melt pool from my first wick. So when I put my second wick in, it actually may give me inaccurate results, and that is a negative. So what I mean by that, when I'm testing a candle with a wick already in it in comparison to a wickless candle, is that candle doesn't have a memory of the wick that I tested beforehand. Do you get what I mean? So over here, that candle has a memory of the first wick, and then it's gonna record the second wick and then the third wick up until I find the perfect wick for my candle container. But in comparison to my candle that actually doesn't have to go through multiple wicks, I will have an accurate testing throughout. So I know how my candle is behaving on the first hour burn, the second hour burn, the third hour burn, the fourth hour burn. I know if my candle is going to be mushrooming, if I have any soot from my flame, if my flame is too high. I will record all of that in my burn test sheet. And eventually when you do find the right wick for your candle containers, I would actually recommend that you pour a whole new candle with the wick that you are happy with in your wickless testing and test that thoroughly. You cannot fully rely on wickless testing. That's a second negative, because the wick that you actually thought is working may not actually be working as well as you thought it will when you actually do a proper burn test for it. So to conclude, the two positives for wickless testing are it's cost effective and it's efficient, and the two negatives are it's not as accurate and it's not reliable either. I'm imagining that we're having a conversation about wickless testing and what I would recommend for you guys if I was sitting with you right now. I would definitely recommend that you would stick to your traditional candle testing by pouring multiple different containers with multiple different size wicks. And the reason why I say that is even if you do find the correct wick in your wickless testing, you're gonna have to pour another candle anyway and retest that wick to make sure that it's actually the right wick for your candle container. So one way or another, you are going to be pouring another candle and then testing that candle thoroughly, and there's a chance that that wick may not work, like I mentioned before. For those of you that do want to test wickless testing, then go ahead and do that and see what works best for you. I always say we all have different experiences when candle making, so if wickless testing works for you, then go ahead and do that, and if it doesn't, that's okay. Just because wickless testing works for some people doesn't mean it's going to work for you, and it doesn't mean it's going to work for me. And to be honest, it didn't really work for me because I never went back to that method after I tested it out. I never went to that method. I stuck with pouring multiple candles and testing it thoroughly the way I would like to test my candles. But yeah guys, that is about it for today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys agree with my positives and negatives, and let me know if you have tested wickless testing and what was your experiences with wickless testing. I would love to know your thoughts and your experiences with it as well, and I'd love to know what you thought about my video today as well. I'd love some of your feedback actually in the comment section down below. So I'm gonna end this video right here and say please make sure that you click on that subscribe button down below for more videos like this. Give this video a huge thumbs up, comment down below on what videos you'd like to see from me in the future, and please don't forget to turn your post notifications on so you guys can get notified every time I post. So with that being said, have a lovely Wednesday evening, a great week, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye guys.